What goes on, Tube World? It's Blue Ronin, back to attack one more time with another video. Today, I have a question for you. And my question is, do you have a dedicated ammo/magazine bag? If your answer is no, come back in 6 seconds, and maybe I can give you some ideas by showing you what's in mine. What's up, America? As always, let me take a second to say thank you for swinging by and hanging out with me for a few minutes. I really do appreciate it, as always. Like I said, if you guys weren't watching, I wouldn't be making this stuff. So, as always, I hope somebody gets some kind of use out of this, because that's really the only reason I do this. And, plus it's kind of fun to try to make this stuff too. So, once again, thank you guys very much. So, today's topic is really about an emergency ammo/magazine bag. And before I really get into this, let me just start out by trying to explain as to why I even have this in the first place. And so this really goes back to 2016, 2017. And one thing I noticed after that election was that there were a lot of people that were, let me just say, acting on their lesser selves, okay? They seem like people changed quite a bit overnight, and it wasn't always for the better. At least it wasn't in my experience. And so people they were acting really out of character. And then, then I started hearing the whole rumblings about the Civil War. And I didn't really think too much of it at the time, but as time went on, I started hearing more and more and more about the whole Civil War thing. And I may make a video about that one day. I'm still kind of debated as to what exactly it is I want to talk about, or how I should approach that topic. But maybe we can have a discussion about it one day and see what other people think about it. But anyways, I was getting so I started acquiring ammunition, and at that time it was a lot cheaper than it is now. Okay, so back then I was able to buy larger quantities of it and kind of put it in storage. Because I didn't know how things were going to turn out. People were doing, strange things and, acting strangely. And so I didn't know how long that was going to last, to be perfectly honest. So I figured, let me go ahead and be prepared and just in case, you just never know. And so that's what I started doing. I started collecting, large amounts of ammo, and I would put them in what I store them in now. And I kind of got to the point where I'd filled that one up. And then I was working on a second one, which is probably 80% full right now. But in the process, in between the times where I got my first and second containers, I was just kind of storing spare boxes of ammo and just in some random bags that I had. And as time went on, this evolved into an all around. If in the off chance where something bad is going to happen, and I have to get out of that house quickly, and I can't take, if I have stores of ammo, I can't take that ammo with me. So what am I going to do if I just need to grab something to make sure I have something to protect myself and my family? What's the process for that for me, anyways? What am I going to do? And so I decided to just go ahead and try to make an ammo bag. So what I did was I keep my most used rounds as just emergency rounds in this particular bag. And so what I keep in here, the vast majority of the rounds that I have are either 5.56, excuse me, 9mm and 45 cal. Those are the main rounds that I use more often than anything else. Now I do have some other rounds, some other smaller, less, I'm not going to say less popular, but rounds that I don't use as often. I do have some of those rounds as well, because I do like to be a little bit versatile and varied as far as my approach to defensive tools are concerned. I'm a big believer in hopefully having the right job for the right situation. So I try to be a little well-rounded as far as that's concerned. But as far as my standard rounds, that's what's in this bag right here, okay? And I also have one off to the side, which is actually dedicated to strictly nothing but shotgun rounds, and I'll get into that in a few minutes. So I'm just gonna try to go through this, somewhat briefly, and kind of give you guys an idea of what I have. So if if you find yourself in the same situation I was in, and you've got extra rounds, you're not you don't know exactly what to do with them. You know what to do with them, but say if you're in an in-between point, or if you're running out of room, as to where you keep your ammunition. Putting together a small bag like this is never a bad idea. At least not to me, it was, anyways. And so let me just go through this, and I'll show you guys exactly what I have in here, and then hopefully maybe it'll give you some ideas as to what you may want yourself at some point if you don't already have something like this. And so as far as spare magazines, so I've already told you what kind of rounds I have. So as far as spare magazines concerned, the vast majority of these magazines are ones that I would, if I have, something in a backpack gun, or just my everyday handguns and things along that line. That's what these magazines are for. So these are for my Scorpion. I did that in my first backpack gun video. Hopefully, I'll be making another one on my second backpack gun sometime soon. I was hoping to do it this weekend, but things didn't work out the way I wanted them to. And so these are for my Scorpion, and I just kind of, like I said, these are just spares. And if you saw my Scorpion video, my backpack gun about my CZ Scorpion, I've already got several magazines in that bag. But this is just spare, because in a situation where if you're having to rush out of the house, you may only get the opportunity to grab. Hopefully, in a perfect world, what I would be able to take with me is my AR and maybe a couple of handguns. Okay, that's just what I would take. Now, of course, your situation may be different from mine. I don't know, but that's what I would take. But if I just had to get one of my backpack guns, I want to be ready, and so that's why these are in here. Okay. And I keep 6 mags of a 5.56. This is a very heavily used round for me. I've got 3 defensive tools that take 5.56, and one of these I'll show you guys the last one that I have that uses a 5.56 round. But this is something that I would these kind of rounds are something that I would rely heavily on if I just had to grab this bag and get out the door. So that's what's in these 3 pouches right here. These are all 5.56. I think one or two of these may have green tips on them. I don't know. I haven't checked them, but I'm pretty sure I have at least one mag that has 5.56 green tips in them. And these are just my more common magazines. One is these 2 are for my Glock 30S, and this is for my Glock 19. So these are just extras. I actually need to get a couple of more of these. So I realized I only had 2, and I'm the kind of person I'd prefer to have at least 5 rounds, 5 mags of every caliber that I have. It just makes me feel better. I know most people kind of stick with 3, but I don't really want to overdo it as far as buying magazines concerned. But I always feel better when I have just more than say 2 or 3 magazines at my disposal. I want to be able to have at least 5, and so I say that to say that I need to get a couple more of these for my Glock 19. And so these are actually just spare magazines from other defensive tools that I have. I do have a Glock 21 that is not often used, but I do keep a spare magazine in here just for that. This is for my Smith & Wesson M&P 2.0. This is for the M&P Shield 9mm. This is another Smith & Wesson. And this is for my Shield 45. That's Smith & Wesson Shield 45. So those are just spare, just single spare magazines. I guess I did double up on one of these, but those are just, I just kind of keep those in there just in case, because all of those magazines do take the ammo that I have in this bag. And so really what I have in here, what I have in here is just, a few extra. Probably got maybe close to 200 rounds of 5.56. These are all 45. I've got 4 boxes of 45. So these are 200 rounds of 45. And these are 9mm. I've probably got at least close to 200 rounds of 9mm as well. And so that's what I keep as, just as far as just the ammo is concerned. Like I said, this is just if I have no other choice, if I just need to grab something and get out the house, but I want extra magazines or extra ammunition to defend myself and my family, this is the bag that I would grab if I had absolutely no other choice. Everything else would just have to stay, and this is the one that I would take with me. And also just happen to keep an extra flashlight on hand. Just in case, because you can never go wrong with having a flashlight. So a good flashlight is always helpful to have. And also on this bag, I also did put a dump pouch on the side, just to have. I'm not sure if it's really necessary to have this here, but I just felt better knowing I have as many magazines as I have to have a dump pouch attached to this bag probably would not be a bad thing. And so these are just a wide variety of different kinds of shotgun shell rounds. I've got a little bit of everything. Well, the main rounds that I use, I do use the birdshot. I used I have a few. Luckily, I was able to get my hands on, especially early on, get my hands on some military grade double-aught buck. And these are all 12 gauge, by the way, double-aught buck. And these are just, and I have a wide variety of slugs as well. So I need to get a couple more shotgun shell cards because I find these to be very helpful. I do have a Velcro patch on my Mossberg 590 that I'm able to just pull the old one off and put this on if I need to carry it with me. But something like that always comes in handy to have a card. So I just have basically just three types of rounds in this bag. It's slugs, double-aught buck, and I do have a small amount of birdshot as well. And that's all I keep in this bag. But also, like I said, I'm not sure if I mentioned it, but I do have a bullpup, an ATI Bulldog Bullpup semi-automatic shotgun. And so these are the magazines for this. So I've got these labeled. I mean, in the off chance I can't tell exactly. You're always able to tell a slug, but anything else, sometimes you may not know exactly what's inside. So what I did was I labeled the magazine so I could know at an instant exactly what I have in these magazines. So I don't have to do any guesswork. And so that's kind of how all of these magazines are in this bag. They're all labeled, so if I ever have to just pull one out and slide it into the gun, I know exactly what I have, what's going into the gun, so into the shotgun. So that's it. And so if you don't have anything like this, say if you're just getting started, you don't have anything like this, it's all good. I didn't have this at the very beginning. Like I said, I've been doing this for a while now, and I've said in other videos, over time you're going to accumulate things, but you can always find a way, or you can usually find a way to repurpose most of the things that you buy into different things. That happens to me all the time. Sometimes I may purchase a bag that's too small for my needs. I might buy it online and I might purchase it, and I finally get it and it's entirely too small. That doesn't mean I throw that bag away. I can use that for something else somewhere down the line, especially if I paid a pretty healthy penny for it, because a lot of these bags, especially these high quality bags, they are not cheap. And speaking of bags, this bag, my first ammo bag, is actually a good quality bag. This is from 511. So anything from 511 is going to be top quality as far as really anything that they do is just good quality stuff. So this is a 511 ammo bag. Ammo and magazine bag, and this is a SOG, S-O-G, ammo carrier as well, ammo and magazine carrier. So that's all. And also keep a little, once again, always keep a little flashlight in here because you just never know. This is just an older model flashlight, and these bags don't really get a lot of use. So it's not like I have to keep overly expensive stuff in here because these bags are heavy as it is, and I don't really need to add too much more to these bags. But I do feel like a flashlight is always a helpful thing to have because you just never know when you may need some extra light. So that's it. And so that's all we got for today. Thank you guys for swinging by and hanging out with me for a few minutes. It's much appreciated as always. And hopefully this will, if you're, like I said before, like I was trying to say earlier, if you're just beginning and maybe you haven't got to this point yet, that's cool. No need to rush. But if you've already, if you've been doing this for a while, then many of you may have something like this already ready to go. But this is just my little 2 cents. I always try to be, as prepared as I can be. This is America, okay? So you never know what you're going to get in this country. Crazy things happen all the time, and unfortunately, we can't predict everything that's going to happen, but we can be ready for most things. And so that's what I always try to do. I just, I try to be as prepared as I can be, and I want everybody to be the same. If they're able to, just try to be as prepared as you can be, and because you just never know what's going to happen. So that's it. So as always, be really crappy victims. Don't let people just do what they want to do to you. Right? Be a really, really crappy victim, and try to be prepared. All right. Like I always say, if you're getting your first gun, your first rifle, go do some training. Go take a training class. Excuse me. Go take a training class to get your foundation in. Okay. You don't have to make it an every weekend thing, but just go get a class to get your foundation down, and then you kind of build from there. Okay. So later to you guys. Appreciate you swinging by. All right. I'm out.